A lot of people think that grilling and barbecuing is exactly the same thing. Barbecuing is cooking indirect heat over low temperatures. Grilling, on the other hand, is going to be high heat. Okay, so my brisket is hit 185 degrees. I'm ready to take that off. Hi, my name is Tom Small. I'm a chef in the Seattle area, and today's going to be a really exciting day. We are talking about grilling and barbecuing today. So there's a little bit of distinction between those two. A lot of people think that grilling and barbecuing is exactly the same thing, but technically barbecuing is cooking indirect heat over low temperatures. So the wood is smoking and it's off to the side, or it's far enough underneath the meat that it's not going to directly have contact, flames directly with the meat. Grilling, on the other hand, is going to be high heat, which means we need to start with our barbecue rub. This is just a basic spice rub that I like to use, and you'll find out really quickly that everybody's got their own recipe for rub, their own recipe for sauce. All of our meats are down on the smoker. It's time to make some barbecue sauce. I'm actually going to make 4 different kinds for you. As you move across the country, there's lots of different styles of barbecue sauce, and I just kind of want to experience a little bit of each of those. And we'll take a single clove of garlic, and we'll crush that up and add it to the pan. I'm just going to bring this up to a simmer. There's more brown sugar than there is coffee in there, and so really quickly it's going to kind of turn into a nice thick glaze. The red-eye gravy comes from the South, and it's really back to the days when people used to say that they needed to get a red-eye, and red-eye was just really strongly brewed coffee. You can get a red-eye at coffee places now. And again, I'm just going to kind of smear this all over. I'm going to save a little bit so that I can put more of it on at the very end of cooking, just like the same way we're doing with all the other pieces. I'm much more likely to have flare-ups. I'm guessing these are probably going to take about 30 minutes on the first side, and we'll flip them over and go another 30 minutes after that. We're looking for an internal temperature of 165 degrees. I did reload the chips one more time in here. About every 2 hours this one needs a new supply of chips. So those are cooking along just great. So my chicken has just hit 165 degrees. I knew it would be the first thing to be done, and this is perfect. I'm going to take my probe out. I'll put the chicken into a pan, and we'll go ahead and close it up. Now, while this chicken is hot, the very first thing I want to do is get that white barbecue sauce on top. So I'm actually going to do 2 things here. I'm going to take my barbecue, and I'm going to pour it right over the top of the chicken. That really starts to happen once the meat's about medium rare or so, and that's about as far as I want to cook it. Once the juices that rise no longer pink and start to look almost brownish colored or clear, that means that the steak's going to be about medium well. Of course, you can always use a thermometer, but it's really difficult to temperature check such a thin steak. We'll just give this pork a minute more, and then we'll be ready to take everything off. Smells really great. We'll go ahead and slice the rest of this up. And we've got a perfect, really simple dinner to prepare. I'm just going to cut right through here to cut the skin. That's my leg and thigh. And then I'm going to cut just past where it's straight down, and that's going to cut that in half. We'll put those up on our plate.